Team SoloMid themselves. Ace Gaming go for an early Lyra lock-in, and then Team SoloMid answer with an Arden.
It's going to be Team SoloMid's Arden play. It's one of the things that FlashX, through his entire career since he was with Ardent, has been known for. It is such a famous pick of his, and if you have to put FlashX on any pick to try and bridge that gap, then that Arden seems so poetic. Black Feather Band does come through, so Team SoloMid wanting to deny the chance of that Black Feather with the Lyra. Very hard to deal with. I do wonder what they put Best Chuck on, though. Rona seems like a strong pick in this circumstance, with the Arden to just provide the movement speed in her Red Mist as well as shielding. That is a very strange ban coming out of Ace Gaming. Adagio would have made sense if they were potentially worried about a Captain Adagio, but it's been so long since we've seen Adagio even played in the carry position.
It's very odd. Maybe they were thinking perhaps it could be a CP Arden, not something we see from Team SoloMid. It's something we've seen from teams in East Asia. The Vox lock in here for Team SoloMid, though, and then Ace Gaming go for the Kestrel that we've talked about a lot, and the Samuel to round out their comp.
Yeah, so much siege potential coming out of Ace Gaming. Triple melee. We need a very aggressive jungler to come out on Von C. Alpha going to be the core once more, clearly favoring this pick on the current update 2.10, and Alpha very strong in that circumstance as well. But this triple range siege dream team essentially is this Kestrel, Lyra, and Samuel. It's really difficult to deal with. It requires such perfection in play of body blocking the right shots, back porting at the right time so you can sub in and out to keep turrets alive. And once Ace Gaming pushes that tiny snowball off the mountain, then it just becomes an avalanche, and that's something that Team SoloMid have to try and withhold.
And it's so difficult against a team from East Asia, from Korea specifically, who are very good at this objective focus, about this timing focused play. If they can get a good position on you, they are going to take turret after turret. With those Glimmer shots, with the Malice and Verdict, they will do a lot of damage to your objectives if you do not stop them. It's going to be Crystal Power on Von C's Alpha this time. You know, Chuck's going for the Weapon Power Vox, so Von C will go for the Crystal Power route on the Alpha.
Yeah, and I think that is what was expected for this this Alpha here. Ace love this rotation here, instantly towards the middle of the map. No, they're going for fights! This is insane. They're going to steal away the front Treant and then take the Elder Treant as well. And this basically means that Team SoloMid cannot have any early aggression. Plus, once more, Tassa is put on the front foot over an Alpha. Ace with this really aggressive rotation.
How important is it that they do shut down the Alpha early on? Because that seems to be what this rotation is trying to do.
Super important for their ability to siege, because if the Alpha is threatening, then their sieges become more difficult. They're always going to be pushed up the lane, and Alpha will have easier routes to gank them. And so for Ace Gaming, keeping Tassa and Creation ahead in gold and Von C behind is really, really vital. And you have to remember that Samuel can do so much dueling in the jungle, can deal with an Alpha if he gets the front end, top of the fight to begin with, as long as he's the aggressor in the position as well. We do see these minion candies coming through.
Yeah, Minion Candy was used by TSM to try and push that wave a little bit more aggressively. Tassa trying to get the damage down here onto FlashX. One more also would have been enough, but the Healing Flask will keep him alive for the time being. That's the aggression we said we'd see from Ace. Now Von C's going to get caught out as well. Prime Directive's in, the Bright Bulwark comes out as well, but Youngju and Tassa do not want any more of that fight for the time being.
Yeah, and it is going to be Ace Gaming heading over to that Elder Treant and securing it once more. Experience going the way of Tassa, as well as that gold that you get from it as well. And Tassa looking to really control the jungle against Von C. When you can hold Von C down in the jungle, then he becomes very easy to deal with. Von C's strength is when he's the one aggressing, the one being the threat. When he is kind of neutralized, Team SoloMid lose some of their star power here, and so Ace really just understanding the play style they need to adapt against Team SoloMid.
I'm really looking at Youngju here because he's got a minion candy sitting in his inventory, and I'm waiting for Ace Gaming to group up as a 3-man and go for this push onto the turret. When we see that minion candy used, that's probably the go signal for them to try and take down a turret early.
And look at the gold that's in Creation's inventory, 2,000 gold. He's going to shop up relatively shortly, you'll feel. They're going to secure this third and final Elder Treant and then move into the backs because they don't need to be in the lane right now. TSM realize that they need to fight, and so they're doing their best to move into the jungle, but Ace can hold them at bay so easily, and with these sigils, the movement speed coming through allows them to disengage any fights they don't want to take.
Good steal from TSM to take down one of the Treants, looking to take the backs as well, but they cannot quite get it. Vonsi perhaps a little bit pushed forward here, does get the Prime Directive to take down that Treant, but now Youngju, Tassa will put some damage in from the side. Creation landing the Glimmers, can Flash X escape? We'll have the Vanguard back up in 3 seconds, so with some help from Bestchuck and Vonsi, can get away from this Ace lineup.
Really love the rotational play coming out of Team SoloMid, understanding they're losing control of this early game against such an offensive siege composition and trying to make those proactive plays to turn this game in their favor. Vonsi stealing both the Treants means that he's getting experience back and bridging the gap that has been created between himself and Tassa.
There's the minion candy now, so we'll have to see what Ace do with that, because you've got double 6-ins as well on Creation, just going for as much weapon power as possible early on. Tassa's completed his 6-item build already with double Crystal Bit and the heavy prism and the close prism as well. And look at the damage onto Chuck. There's no armor. He's only got a light armor. Vonsi looking for the flank, but already the turret has gone down. The bright bulwark comes out and Ace Gaming just disengage. Vonsi diving into that backline is going to get caught up, doesn't quite get stunned up. And now TSM should be able to get away, but Ace take exactly what they want from that fight. Tassa, the Malice and Verdicts are coming out in that drifting dark. Just needs one more, and there's the kill for Ace.
Amazing rotational play coming out of Ace Gaming. And you mentioned it all of this early game, something we would have to watch for, and it was that single minion candy push that Youngju had been invested into for this entire early game. Once those tier 2 items came out, so easy to execute on. Tassa sitting moments away from getting that Oblivion. We already have a weapon power infusion sitting in Creation's inventory, and the Sora Blade has been completed. And right now, Team SoloMid are going to be in such a difficult position to really get back into this game. Flash X is nowhere near hitting his level 6 for the Gauntlet. Bestchuck and A on this Fox is going to continue to struggle into Kestrel for this entire game. Did Creation find that snipe? I think he
didn't hit them.
He didn't hit him
as far as I can see, but he has got Sora Blade now as well. Tassa building up
and
towards
this is
that
another
first
turret. The rotations from Team SoloMid have not been optimal. They needed to be better than this. Already down to half HP.
Flash X looking for the blocks on the damage coming out. Chuck's here as well with that minion candy. Still on a few minions here. TSM might look for the re-engage because Bestchuck has to wait for it. The turret does go down. 5 minutes in. They're looking for a little bit of a fight here though as Vonsi jumps in, going into the termination protocol, trying to get one kill but can't get onto Creation, who gets away with the active camo, and Flash X is the first to fall, and Ace Gaming just don't give a monkeys about what TSM want to do. They're going to get an Ace 6 minutes in Dowsey, 2 turrets, and Ace a minion candy wave coming up as well. Are they going to break this choke point turret?
This is so reminiscent of the 2016 World Championship, where Phoenix Armada ended Team SoloMid streams with an 8-minute game. Right now, it's the newcomers from East Asia, Ace Gaming, looking to do exactly that in the group stages of all places. Wouldn't that be such an unfortunate way to go for North America's sweethearts, Team SoloMid? But also, it shows that the Kings are dead. Long live the king.
Yeah, Ace Gaming looking like the strongest team in the tournament at the moment. Team SoloMid, remember, have to win this to have any chance of getting through to the quarterfinals. And 7 minutes into the game, Ace Gaming have a 5,000 gold lead. That is incredibly monumental. It's almost staggering to think about just how far ahead this Ace Gaming lineup is.
And depending on how Ace Gaming can rotate from here on outwards, they can take a team fight close to Team SoloMid's base, and that Ace, if they were able to get it quickly, would be end Gaming, game ending, and we are only at the 7.5 minute mark. Another gold mine to go to them to improve their gold lead to that of 7,000 at 7 minutes. And Team SoloMid cannot do anything about it. Vox struggling into Kestrel. It is just so hard to play, especially when you add range to that composition that the Samuel and the Lyra can do. And right now, Team SoloMid have to be so careful about what fights they allow Ace Gaming to take, because an ace for Ace could be the end
Minion
of TSM.
Candies once again going in for the push. This could be the end. This could be TSM falling out of Worlds, and Ace Gaming taking the win in the group. They're not going to push too much further, but they get the sentry down, and now Ace will look for the engage. A big wave coming in with those Minion Candies. Youngju going in. FlashX still not 6. No gauntlet for him, and Von C comes out of the sanctuary. Ace Gaming yet to pull the trigger. They are willing to wait. They're willing just to step into the corners, into the darkness, and force TSM to push out. Here we go. The gauntlet comes in. The wait for it as well. TSM with their last stand, and FlashX on his last life, but already TSM have got the first kill, and they're going to chase in. The Arcane Passage takes them forward. Creation. Von C is diving into the midst of them all, and he will just about survive. Eventually goes down, and now TSM can look for an ace of their own. 6 seconds on Tassa, but TSM have managed to turn this one around. Von C doing a great amount of work. Youngju eventually will fall. You have to feel Tassa back up, so it won't be an ace for TSM, but they hold on to their lives here in Vainglory Worlds.
Yes, North American fans will sigh a breath of relief as Team SoloMid find a power spike in that Arden Gauntlet that allowed them to relieve the pressure that Ace Gaming has been building. They're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination, but they have shown that they are going to fight for their life here in this tournament, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Team SoloMid now need to try and scale into the late game. A North American team has to turtle into the late game against Ace Gaming, something that NA doesn't often have to do. But Team SoloMid know how to do this. They have done it before, and they're going to have to do it perfectly against the Koreans.
And the problem is as well for Team SoloMid, they have to actually try and find some farm from somewhere. They have to go into their own jungle to get this CS, because otherwise Von C's never going to get past this 40 CS mark, and he's going to be so behind in this game.
I mean, we're talking about a triple item Kestrel at 10 minutes. Tyrant's Monocle, or there's 2 of them, and a Sorrow Blade, and Creation's only going to get even more damage onto the board.
I always feel like if you get 2 Tyrant's Monocles, you should just get a pair of Tyrant Spectacles, because you've got both of them anyway. So it's just like, it's a pair of glasses.
Would that open up an item slot?
Yeah, it combines into an item. Maybe you spend 1,000 gold for it or something, but Von C is the one to dive in. Gets put into the infinite reboot. He's still alive though. He can try and re-engage already. He goes down, and now here comes Best Chuck trying to get 1 kill. He gets it. Is he going to go down as well? He does. Now it's on FlashX. Can he get onto Creation? Caught up in the active camo stun, and Creation heals up with a healing flask. FlashX just like dancing around, doing a little bit of ballet for us, but Ace will get the ace once again.
That was a very good team fight for Team SoloMid. The death timers are so short, so Ace Creation cannot be the one to go into the base and take down Vayne Crystal turrets yet, but a second life of the Crystal Sentry and a rotation from Von C will certainly hurt Team SoloMid. Best Chuck NA has to play so aggressively, and he did so very, very well to take out the Samuel and almost find the kill onto Creation there. Shows that Team SoloMid are knowing that they have to basically play like every fight is their last here. They cannot hesitate whatsoever. But when you look at the map, and especially the mini-map, it is littered in little blue specks. Youngju's vision control has been immaculate, and this is a very scary thing for Team SoloMid. It means that they have nowhere they can hide from Ace Gaming, and their positioning against them has to be perfect as well, because Lyra can close the gap so quickly, and when she bright bulwarks and Arden, he has no abilities he can use either, and it makes Von C and Best Chuck NA's job of escaping so much harder.
Von C just went back, got himself some more shield for this next fight. Ace Gaming still 9,000 gold ahead, 12 minutes in a very strong position if they can find the fight. But TSM have shown us that the game is not over yet. That is the final Crystal Sentry. He's going to go down. There's the gauntlet. They get onto Youngju. The wait for it's going to come out as well. The bright bulwark has been used. Vainglory trying to get on towards the back line. TSM fighting for their competitive lives here in the Vainglory worlds already. One is down. Best Chucker's gone. And Vainglory, the last man standing here for TSM. He goes into the Infinite Reboot, but he's got nowhere to go. And Ace Gaming clean them up once again. Is this the game for Ace?
They're going to push into the base here, Medic, and this could just very much be Ace becoming the 8th team to enter the quarterfinals here at the 2016 World Championships. Best Chuck is spawning.
Flash X is up as well. Vainglory 6 seconds away. They're just going to get one crystal turret. Ace. We talked about how the Korean teams are willing to take these low percentage plays. They don't need to finish the game yet. They are 10,000 gold ahead. There are no crystal sentries left for TSM. There's no jungle left for TSM. Perhaps there's no hope for TSM. And Ace are willing to prolong this game if they need to.
I do believe in fairies. I do. Team SoloMid here. They need the energy of North America to get through this game. They need to keep their wits about them. You just have to imagine the pressure on their shoulders here after such a tough, competitive year. A year which was potentially just not as satisfying as they would have wanted. It would be such a terrible way to exit the 2017 World Championship.
We are starting to see these item spikes though for TSM. You know, Ace Gaming are basically fully built across the board. TSM can only get stronger from here. You've got 2 completed items on Best Chuck. Flash has a metal jacket alongside the gauntlet and the crucible and the fountain now. They have a little bit of gold in their pockets.
Best Chuck NA has 1 minute to find 200 gold. That's very easy. And so he can complete that breaking point. And he'll have more damage available to him. But look at where Team SoloMid are pushed up to. Very aggressive push here. Will Ace be able to punish it is the question.
I think they're just going to
That's coming around the back. They
do have a flank. Here comes the Drifting Dark as well, and Vainglory realizes he's not that healthy. Great block on the gauntlet. The wait for it goes down as well. Vainglory jumped onto Tassa. This is the fight we need to watch because off towards the top side already. Best Chuck has died. Vainglory trying to take out Tassa, but he just can't do enough. He's going to go down into the Infinite Reboot. Flash X is going to die. Vainglory's going to get hit with Oblivion, and TSM are going home because Ace Gaming are going to take this game. It's going to be a 2-0 for them. They're going to take the #1 seed as well from Group D. Ace Gaming have looked absolutely dominant this game, and in game 1 didn't give up a kill game 1, didn't even get to the 15-minute mark in game 2. Ace Gaming are your Group D #1 seed.
They are certainly Group D's premier seed, joined by Hunters in 2nd place, leaving Team SoloMid the victor.